Sul Simmers, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to Wednesdays with the Waffles. In our last episode, our twins, Maple and Nutmeg, aged up into teenagers. I've given them a little bit of a makeover and remodeled their bedroom a little bit and added a few skill building objects for both of the girls' aspirations. Maple is doing the Painter Extraordinaire aspiration and Nutmeg is doing the Crystal Crafter aspiration. Sergio's just going for a little swim, and Belgian is currently cleaning out the fridge. We had a ton of spoiled food in there, mostly cake, so we needed to get rid of all of that. As for Nutmeg, she found this peach and ruby gemstone, and Maple painted the small classic painting for 48 simoleons because it was poor quality. I had Nutmeg craft a peach spire gemstone, which helps angry moodlets fade faster and Sims relationships with family members increase faster, while Maple was doing a large classic painting. Maple also finished this large classic painting, and it was worth 128 simoleons. I also had Belgian promote her yoga class on Simstagram, and then started a class and lit some incense, the soothing saffron, I believe, and then turned on some focus music. I also had a little incident with the incense because it caught on fire. I walked away from my screen, but I didn't realize that I didn't pause, and this is what I came back to, just absolute chaos. Nobody wanted to put out the fire. Belgian's yoga mat is burned and disappeared. The incense burner somehow didn't turn into a pile of ashes, but our radio did, so that's fun. Although our client doesn't really seem to be bothered at all, he's just kind of going. I don't remember his name though, so that's unfortunate. And I didn't even write it in my notes, so I couldn't go back and tell you because we don't actually get their names when they join our class, unless you introduce yourself to them. And I keep forgetting to have Belgian introduce herself to her clients so that she can have repeat clients. But after they had settled down and everything seemed to be back to normal, I had Nutmeg start an emerald cut gemstone made out of the ruby, which will help embarrassed moodlets fade faster and Sims won't have any awkward romantic or woohoo interactions, which would be really helpful for whoever's going to be our next heir. And not much else happened through the rest of that day aside from the fire. It was basically just a bunch of skill building, mostly Nutmeg. Dealing with that because her crystals take a long time to craft. The painting is easy. We've already gotten fairly far along with our first step of the aspiration, which is paint 5 times while inspired and paint for 5 hours or something like that. It was pretty easy. We achieved that day 1. So right now the girls are just asleep and Sergio's just doing some programming and playing some video games for his job. He needs the video game skill, so I had him play some Sim Scuffle for a little while, and he seemingly started the apocalypse 2 seconds into the game. And he seemed pretty happy about that. Very into the game. So, be on the lookout for Sergio. He might cause the apocalypse in the game. The angry ghost of Cherry Waffle also just wandered into the house around midnight. She was talking to herself in the mirror for a little while, I'm assuming trying to calm herself down, and then she started making a sugar-free carrot cake, which I appreciate because at least it's not a vanilla cake. That's an improvement on the glitch that I've been having. And she also mourned her own death, so that's cool. It's not often you get to say that. The girls woke up around 6 o'clock the next morning and grabbed some breakfast. It's Sunday, so we don't have to go to school, so I figured we'd just use the whole weekend to get some skill building done. They need to be at least level 3 in a skill for high school, so that's pretty much what I was working on. I think they're level 1 or 2 in their skills right now, respectively. And after they were done fixing their needs, I had Nutmeg resume her emerald cut gemstone and had Maple start a surrealism painting. I also put Nutmeg's spire-shaped peach next to her bed after I charged it on our crystal grid. It's outside, so you won't really see it unless I actually show it. I didn't show it in this case, though, because I forgot. Nutmeg wears a lot of red and orange tones, so I feel like the peach spire really fits her personality. While they were doing these activities, Nutmeg got a pop-up because she thinks she looks hideous. It says, I can't go anywhere looking like this. What do I do? We told her, it's fine. Don't overreact. I also had both of the girls just go and apply a facial cleanser just in case. If you get acne scars in The Sims, they stay with you throughout your whole adult life. And not that they had acne, but I just didn't want them to have it because I didn't want them to have scars. I really did try to have both of the girls do their homework sitting at the desk, but Nutmeg was just not having that. She had to sit on her bed and do her homework while Maple sat at the desk, and I think that actually, fits their characters. Well, actually, Nutmeg is sitting on Maple's bed, so there's that. Then I sent Nutmeg off to harvest some more collectibles. We didn't have any medals, and we also only got the 2 gemstones the first time we went hunting for them, so I needed a few more. I also had Belgian do a mind-concentrating yoga routine by herself with no incense because, did I mention before that both Nutmeg and Maple now fear fire because that was their first fire? Nutmeg only found a fire opal and some punium. We also found a ton of upgrade parts, even in the dig sites that are supposed to be crystals or metals or fossils, so I don't know what's up with that. But we're able to design a few rings now, so I had Nutmeg start on a delicate ring made from fire opal and punium, which will help Sims complete dates more successfully, and Sims will be able to be more successful with romantic socials. Again, another thing that will help us with a future generation, or we could give the ring away. That's something that we have to do for Nutmeg's aspiration, is gift a ring or crafted item. Our ring looks gorgeous, by the way. And Maple and Nutmeg also have the Jokesters family dynamic. Belgian's dad, Bob Pancakes, also stopped by and started making cake, and Nutmeg discovered that she likes handiness, so that's great. I love it when Sims like handiness because then they won't complain when they have to fix things. Bob also left his cake on the floor, so that's fun. Our radio is broken, the record player one, so I had Sergio go and fix that. And that was it for the night. I sent everyone to bed, except for Sergio. He was just up doing some video gaming and things for his aspiration and his career. But they woke up early the next morning and woke up both of the girls. It's Monday morning, and we wanted to wake them up for their first day of high school. I also noticed that Maple was outside grilling some fruit, and I think she was doing that for Nutmeg because the only vegetarian-safe food we had in the house was cake, and I think that was sweet of her to do that for her sister. And then it was off to high school. I decided to follow both of the girls. I ended up having an issue with the UI where it only showed up for one of them. It ended up counting for both of them, but it freaked me out a little bit. I had them introduce themselves to the principal and get to know him a little bit because you have to for school on your first day. So they're just in the principal's office talking to him. I did build this school. It's on the gallery if you want to find it and look for it. It's very small, but I didn't like the big high school that they had. It's actually modeled after my old high school, which is actually just kindergarten through 12th grade. So it's a really small school. I also had them get lockers right next to each other just for convenience, even though I don't think I ever use lockers. And then it was off to math class. They don't really do much. They just kind of sit there and take notes. There's really no interactions at all at high school. It's kind of boring, if you ask me. They both had sack lunches of the grilled fruit from earlier, so I had them grab that out, and they went and sat with the principal and a bunch of other students. They also had to study for exams, and Nutmeg did this sitting on the bathroom floor, and the student kind of looks like he's giving her all the answers for this week's exam. So if she gets a really good grade on her exam, that's why. Then it was off to science class, and still no pop-ups or anything about school. The only weird thing is that I couldn't travel with Nutmeg. She just got stuck at school for a while. I really don't know what was up with that. But then when we finally got her home, I just sent her off to get some collectibles. But if you want to check out where my Sims are at for skills, you can check that out on the screen right about now. They're getting pretty good. We're almost level 10 with the wellness skill for Belgian, so we'll work on that a little bit more in the next episode. I also want to get her and Sergio married soon, so we'll probably do that. We'll plan a little wedding for Sergio and Belgian. But that is just about all the time I have today for Wednesdays with the Waffles. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop it a like because it really helps out. I have a few build videos that I want to upload soon of the new Legacy Challenge houses. I have 2 built, so maybe we'll go by whichever house you guys like the best, or we can still just use the other house for the other child that's not the heir as a like house for their family, because I will like get them married and start their family too. But we just won't play along with them. But I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Dag dag!